Hi, everybody. Dom Tiberi here, joined by Dave Holmes. And Dave, everybody is talking about Ryan Day's comments after the game. And personally, let me just say this. I liked it. I mean, as a guy that grew up watching Woody Hayes, I mean, there was nothing better when Woody would get upset. And Ryan Day, that was pure emotion.
He was hot.
And, people are saying, Lou Holtz. Well, Lou Holtz, I think, was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And we'll talk about Lou in a minute.
Yeah.
But to me, the biggest thing is there was a lot of pent-up frustration on the part of Ryan Day going all the way back to that loss in Ann Arbor when they said Ohio State was soft and wasn't physical. I have said in the past that was by design. Jim Harbaugh tried to get in Ryan Day's head.
Yeah.
And then you got some of Buckeye Nation question, Ohio State's toughness, and you had all that narrative. And they go and win a slugfest at Notre Dame. And I just think the emotion came out for the coach.
I think so, too. I think what you say is true, that started with the game against Michigan last year, where they got bullied in that second half, fourth quarter especially. Then you go to Georgia and you hear all the talk about the most physical defense, and you almost beat them. So I think Ryan Day has been building, slow build to that. I'm not going to call it that he snapped afterwards, but it was the most emotion we've ever seen out of Ryan Day. So I think it started, and it was a whole calendar in the making. And I think Lou Holtz said the wrong thing on the wrong week, and then he became kind of the target of, I think, what Ryan Day's been feeling for a while.
Well, Lou Holtz has finally responded.
Yeah.
And he went on the Dan Dakich show, and I think it just airs on the web, right?
I believe, yeah.
I think it's just and he, if anything, doubled down.
Yeah.
He said he did not feel bad about anything he said.
He apologized to Notre Dame, to Marcus.
Well, he
Freeman.
also said he was sorry to Ryan Day if it offended him, but he said, I stand by what I said.
Yeah.
And he said, as far as I'm concerned, Notre Dame won the game. Lou, I love you, and Lou is an icon, but Notre Dame did not win the game.
Yeah.
Ohio State won the game, Lou. Now, you can say whatever you want. Ohio State won the game. And if you want to talk about whether or not Ohio State was physical, they were clearly physical in that game, and it was a slugfest. Both teams battled it out, but at the end, Ohio State, one of the greatest drives. We'll talk about that drive for years to come that Kyle McCord orchestrated. Time running out, gets it to the 1 yard line, and then Chip Trayanum powered it into the end zone. So, yeah. But Lou, God bless you. He's standing by what he's saying.
Okay, so I am a Lou Holtz fan, which, let's calm down for a second. I worked with him at ESPN. He and I became quasi-friends because he was a Kent State Golden Flash. We both went to Kent State. We talked about common things there. So I like Lou, and I grew up a fan of those Notre Dame teams of the late 80s, early 90s. So I was a Lou Holtz guy. He probably needed to sit this one out. I don't think he needed to go there and throw any gasoline on the fire that was already burning. But here's the way I look at it. Lou Holtz has every right to say whatever he wants. And Ryan Day has every right to fire back.
Amen.
Lou Holtz has every right to double down, and Ryan Day has every right not to like it. So I understand if people are upset with Lou Holtz. I get why Ryan Day was, and I think you and I said
but some people are also upset with Coach Day.
They are. They're thinking, why are you going after this old man?
Well,
so you can play both sides of it. Both guys have a right to chirp if they want to. Ryan Day now has ultimate chirping rights over Notre Dame because he's beaten them back-to-back years. He's 2-0 against them. The Michigan thing is where I think this all comes from, and I think Ryan Day still has to answer to that one because his team was pushed around against Michigan, and now maybe he's quieted the Notre Dame haters, but he still has to get the guys up north to really clean the slate.
Well, and the bottom line is this. It's good to see emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an emotional
I think it's fun,
game.
man.
And Ryan Day, and Ryan Day makes a lot of money to coach at Ohio State, but he's also, you're in the hot seat when you're the head coach at Ohio State. Nothing, it's like Coop used to say, you're only as good as your last win.
Yeah.
And, Lou Holtz took the shot, and I give Lou Holtz credit. I mean, the one thing I do want to say is some Buckeye fans are saying, well, Lou Holtz is a Buckeye. Lou Holtz coached here 1 year.
Yeah.
Coached here 1 year.
Yeah.
He
has a lot more W-2s from Notre Dame than he does from Ohio State.
He will be remembered as the Notre Dame coach.
That's right.
He was also at Arkansas, and he was also at South Carolina.
He's Rocket Ismail's coach in the late 90s. That's who he is.
1 year under Woody Hayes. Yeah. And he has made a career of talking about his coaching for Woody Hayes.
Yeah.
One
year. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm okay with it. I actually love it. To me, it's a little pro wrestling. It's a little NASCAR.
Absolutely.
I think it's fun to get back and forth a little bit. Ryan and Harbaugh have done this too.
Oh.
I mean, they've snipped at each other on conference calls and then the third base comment. So I think it adds a little fun to football. I don't mind it. I get why people are going to take their sides because people online take sides in everything. But I actually found it kind of funny on both sides.
Well, and the thing is, and it's like a talker now, and it was really out of character for Coach Day.
It was.
We have not seen that.
No.
But you can only take so many shots
Yeah.
till, you say, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And clearly it was something that was bothering him, and it was enough.
Yeah.
Now the key is keep it going. The best way to shut your critics up
You beat Michigan.
is to go out and you got to beat them all.
You do.
You got to beat them all. You can't have a letdown.
The toughness debate, specifically that word, I think comes down to Michigan at the end of the year.
Well, Sweet Lou also in his thing on Dockage today,
Yeah.
doubling down,
Yeah.
acted like they're going to have trouble,
Penn State and Michigan,
Penn
right.
State and Michigan.
Yeah,
taking
Sweet
a
Lou's
shot.
got him going like 8-4.
Oh yeah,
He's no
said-
fan.
He
He's no
goes.
fan.
He basically said, I wish him a lot of luck, and
Yeah.
Ryan Day's a great coach,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just don't think they're a very good team. I
Yeah.
don't think they're national. They're not going to win the national title.
And you can't say Notre Dame won the game, just like Buckeye fans. I get we can live in an alternate world where Marvin Harrison doesn't get hurt and a kick goes in, whatever. Georgia beat the Buckeyes in the Peach
Yeah.
Bowl. That's the facts. I mean, you can say what if, coulda, shoulda, and I get it. But the bottom line is Ohio State beat Notre Dame. You didn't win the game, Lou.
But I can make a strong, just before, just for the record, I
Yeah.
can make a stronger argument that Ohio State got robbed at Georgia.
Well, 100%.
I don't think Notre Dame got robbed.
No.
It's their fault if they didn't have 11 players on the field
That's
for
true.
the last game. That's not.
That's true.
But the referees blew that call,
Mm-hmm.
and if Marvin Harrison, if it's targeting, it should have been, Ohio State's not kicking a field goal.
Sure, I
They're
agree.
scoring a touchdown, and that's a totally different game, and it doesn't come down to that kid trying to kick a game to win it. And
Ohio
so-
State should have beaten Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia beat the Buckeyes. Lou Holtz saying Notre Dame actually won the game. That's just not true.
Not true.
That's not true.
So there you have it.
Yeah.
He's Dave Holmes. I'm Dom Taberry. Keep it on 10TV and 10TV.com for all your Buckeye coverage needs.